All right, welcome to Mic'd Up and Misinformed with your hosts Lunch Money and Mad Dog. This week we're going to break down week 13 of the NFL slate.
Yeah,
Unfortunately,
baby.
there's no UFC, so we're going to give you guys our favorite NFL plays, and you guys
Yep.
are welcome to ride with us or fade our picks.
That's right. Again, go down in the comments and blast us. Tell us why we're right. Tell us why we're wrong. We love the hate. Just go ahead and just blast us in the comments, guys.
Heck yeah. Hey, and I just got to say, because it doesn't always happen, but I have to toot my own
You
horn.
killed
I
it.
had
You
some
killed it
locks
last
last
week.
week.
You
The
killed it last
the
week.
parlay I gave out hit. The
Yep.
let's see, the who's my UFC lock that hit? I can't think of who
Uh,
it was.
was it Benefield?
No, it
Was
wasn't
that the week
Minifield.
before?
Oh, it was Luke Riley. Luke Riley.
Oh yeah, it was Luke Riley. But who was the woman fight that you said that we went back and forth with
That was the last week.
the
I
week
think that was
before?
the Cortez fight.
See, it all blends together, guys.
Yeah. So yeah, this last weekend, Luke Riley he was getting a little bit beat up and taken down in the first
He
round, but I
was a
think he
little
just
bit.
had to get his feet wet. But second round, nasty KO, and it looks like he has a bright future in the UFC. And then as
Well,
far as the NFL plays go, I had hit the first two legs, and then I had the Bucks on the last play of that teaser, and they got smoked by the
yeah.
Rams.
Yeah, for sure. That was kind of a crazy game, and then yeah, I mean everything just happened in the wrong direction at the end for them. It looked like it was going to be closer, but they just got picked apart.
Yeah, and it's crazy because casuals that watch the game might say, "Oh, well, Baker had got hurt that game." When
Yeah,
Baker got hurt, they were already down 28-7.
yeah, it was exactly.
The Rams are serious. Like I kind of was sleeping on them this season, to be honest with you, but they're a serious Super Bowl contender.
Super contender, dude, for sure. Yeah, I still
They're
think
probably the favorites right now, to be honest.
there's still some dogs, man, that people just aren't. They're just not huge fan favorites, right? So everyone loves the Chiefs, everyone loves the Lions, stuff like that. But I think there's going to be a couple of sneaky teams that end up, deep in the playoffs this year.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll start off with breaking down the Thanksgiving games. First game on the slate is the Green Bay Packers at the Lions. The Lions are a 3-point favorite. Who you like here?
Dude, I'm definitely taking the Lions, and I'm going to take the points this time. I got them early on like at -2.5, but I'm taking the Lions, dude. I think this is going to be a redemption game. I think the Lions are just starting to really hit their stride. They're going to be coming back strong. They need this win. They got to defend their against the Packers game one.
I think every team faces adversity at some point in the season, and the Lions have already hit their adversity. The Packers
Yeah,
really haven't yet, aside from a couple injuries lately. But the Lions really hit adversity the last few weeks, and they're just now getting it back together and getting back on their swagger. This is a super personal game for the Lions as well because the first week they played at Green Bay and lost by a double-digit margin,
yeah,
and they just got whooped that first week by Green Bay. So not only are they at home now, but this is a personal game for them as well. I feel like public money is coming in pretty heavy on the Lions because the spread did go from two
yeah.
and a half to three. But man, I can't help it. And man, I pick the Lions every week. I feel like whenever they're not a double digit favorite, I always play the Lions, and I'm not going to
Yeah,
stop now.
right, dude. What is the money line? Like minus
It
one fifty
says Green
four.
Bay plus 130. I'm assuming the Lions are probably like a minus 160,
Yeah,
some
it
in
says
that
yeah
range.
-154 on FanDuel.
So honestly, if you want to take that straight up, I like that.
Yeah,
Um, I feel like -3 personally. I feel like that could lead into a possible push. The game is a
yeah.
division rivalry game, so it could play close. But I would, if I have this in a parlay, but if I was playing this straight up, I would just take the money line, or I would buy a half point and get it back down to 2.5. But how you got it earlier in the week,
Yeah,
that's smart sports betting because if you know that money's going to come in on a team and you get that money in early, when you get a better value for your bet, you're sitting good right now.
best case scenario. Yeah, yeah. Unless you know like a player is injured or is questionable, if you have a good feeling, try to get in early before the public money really starts to come in, especially on big favorites like the Lions, the Chiefs, Ravens, things like that.
And if this spread goes to -3.5, that could get really sticky
That
tomorrow
hook,
because
that
watch the
stupid
Lions win
hook,
by
bro.
3 points and
Yeah,
mess up spread betters on the
you already
Lions.
know that hook gets you every time, bro.
100%. So, if the spread's ever 3 or 7, for me personally, I always buy a half point
Just buy it
just to
down.
get that out of my system. Yeah,
On FanDuel,
but
-2.5 is at -122.
I
So
love it,
really, yeah.
love
So I
it.
mean, that's good. And you might as, like you said, money line at -154. Just play it safe.
Yeah, and if you're taking any prop bets, which I'm not really a fan of, man, Jameer Gibbs might be the best running back this season.
Dude,
That man
Gibbs is
is
on
he's a
fire, bro.
wagon.
Yeah. Either Gibbs or Montgomery for any touchdown. I think that's easy money.
Yeah, their lines are going to be a wagon going forward.
Yeah, dude. I think, like you said, they're hitting their stride right at the perfect time of the season. If everyone can stay
100%.
healthy, the next 5 games or so, they'll be golden.
100%. Next up for Thanksgiving slate, we have the Chiefs at the Cowboys. Chiefs are 3.5 point favorites here.
So very similar thing, dude. Right? The Chiefs are kind of hitting their stride. They had some issues. I feel like they started off kind of rocky at the beginning, and sometimes they lose the teams they shouldn't lose, and then like they come back and beat the Colts, right? So it's difficult in a sense to gauge this game a little bit. I'm gonna take the Chiefs money line. But same idea. There's gonna be so much public money coming in on Thursday on the Chiefs, and for us the game's like at 2:30.
I like the Chiefs here. I don't love it, but I like the Chiefs. I
Yeah,
feel like they're in the Cowboys, you could say the same thing, but the Chiefs are in such a desperate position right now to make the playoffs. You know, with
yep,
their 6-5
yeah,
record, the Broncos already have that division locked up,
locked
and the
up.
Chargers are in second place right now. So the Chiefs, they're still in desperation mode, despite winning last week against the Colts. The Cowboys, I feel like they're going to be coming off an adrenaline rush, and that might hurt them in a sense because
Yeah,
they were down 21 zip
yeah.
versus the Cowboys or sorry, versus the Eagles,
Where's the
and came
Eagles?
back
Yeah.
and had beat their division rivals. So they might be still riding that high, and I'm hoping and praying with a biased standpoint that the Chiefs take advantage and get a win here on Thanksgiving.
But the Cowboys would have to play all 4 quarters like they played that last quarter to beat the Chiefs. And I just don't know if the Cowboys really have it in them. Again, it's crazy because if you just look at the stats of Prescott, he looks great on paper. But for whatever reason, they have a hard time getting it through that red zone and making that touchdown.
Yeah, and if you're looking at the quarterback matchup here, I think obviously, all hands point to Mahomes,
Yeah.
to get the best of this matchup. And for me, the biggest X factor here is the Chiefs defense. I think they're much better than the Cowboys defense, and both offenses can put up 30 on any given week.
Yeah.
So for me, the X factor is the Chiefs defense.
Love it, dude.
So, all right, we're rolling with the Chiefs money line here. Next up on the Thanksgiving slate, we have the Bengals at the Ravens. I believe Joe Burrow is back this week.
That's what they're saying. He's going to be back, dude. So that's why this one's a tricky one, right?
Spread
Is
is
that,
7, and
yeah.
Cincy is plus 280 on the money line.
If I would have seen the spread a little bit better or a little juicier, I really would have liked to bet the Bengals. But I could see putting the Bengals inside of a teaser or buying it down to like 10, 10.5, and giving yourself a chance there and, praying for the underdog. I just don't know how I feel about this. Again, the Ravens, I feel like started off hot and then came off some injuries. They've been having a hard time kind of getting that momentum going back. And it's hard to predict the Bengals because we haven't seen Burrow for a few weeks. So is he going to come in super healthy and the team's going to come in excited and they're going to be playing like crazy? And they're the away team and the Ravens are at home, right? So this is kind of a hard one to dictate for me. I think I'm going to take the Bengals, dude, with the plus money. But
For me, it's a pass. I feel like the Ravens win this game. Joe Burrow coming back against a division rival who's just starting to pick up momentum a game is a nightmare matchup.
yeah,
But
exactly.
I can never count that guy out. For
Yeah,
me, the play would be putting the Ravens money line on a parlay, but I'm going to go ahead and pass on this game.
love it, dude.
I don't know what Joe Burrow's going to do, but I do have a
Yeah,
bet for this next game, dude. I love a bet on this next game.
it is hard to dictate what Burrow's going to do, but I like the root for an underdog.
And Jamar Chase will be back after spitting in Jalen Ramsey's
Yeah,
face the
that's
week
true
before.
too.
Him
Dude,
and Burrow will
dude,
be looking
I don't
to
remember who it was,
rekindle
but
that connection.
did you see the dude who fucking punched the 49ers dude in the nuts?
Yeah, dude. What was up with that?
I
What
don't
was up
even
with
know.
that?
I just saw a clip of it this morning. I don't even know exactly what happened, but he like straight up uppercutted him in the freaking in the gym jams, bro.
Oh my gosh. And I understand like the heat of the moment and
Yeah,
tensions rising in a competitive
yeah.
sporting match, but at the
The
end of the day,
emotional
if
aspect of
you're
it.
paying me that kind of money, I'm going to have my emotions in check. You know, despite winning and losing, if you're paying me that much money, I'm not going to mess it up by doing dumb
Yeah,
stuff like that on the field.
and I mean, I don't know if Homeboy had a cup on or not. I know a lot of those guys don't play with cups. I didn't wear a cup, dude. This shit's uncomfortable.
I've never worn a cup in sports, and
See
I
what I'm
played sports my
saying?
whole life, but
See what I'm
that's the
saying,
most
bro?
uncomfortable thing in the world unless you
Yeah,
get used to it.
exactly,
But I never took
exactly.
the time to get used to that cup. So, oh my gosh. Next up, so it looks like there's a Friday game here. So we have um Friday, the this is one of my favorite plays here. The Bears are at the Eagles. Eagles are a 7 point favorite. Bro, to me that is insane. The Eagles are a really good team, but not only
Yeah,
did they just lose a little bit of confidence by blowing that huge lead to the
yep.
Cowboys last week, but the Bears have been that sneaky, probably the
Yes,
most
dude.
surprising team this year.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
another thing with the Eagles, and I've been saying it all year, is AJ Brown is locker room cancer. The Eagles' offense is disconnected right now. The
Yeah,
only thing that's keeping that team together is how strong the defense is.
yeah. It's the Eagles' defense holding them up.
As I'm looking at this game, I'm thinking, how in the world are the Eagles a 7 point favorite, bro? I
Yeah,
love. I even to be safe, I bought a half point on the Bears to get them at plus 7.5. But I feel like if there's any team that you want to take as an underdog, who's a pretty hefty underdog,
yes,
the
dude.
Bears
Yes,
at 270 plus
yes,
270 is
yes.
super juicy.
I've been saying it every week, dude. The Bears are the sneaky underdogs, dude. They either
Bro, ever
barely
since
lose
they
or they
got that
cover.
head that they got that coach to make their head coach from the Lions, Johnson, he's been
Yeah,
lights out with the Bears,
yeah,
dude.
dude.
I feel
They'll
like he
cover.
has them on a whole other level right
Yeah.
now.
And again,
I'm
this is one of those public money games. The public loves the Eagles. They're going to put them on all their parlays at minus 360 money line. And I can see people just tailoring it from Thursdays going into Friday, and then they're going to get whacked, dude. They're going to get beat up. So yeah, I love the Bears, dude. Plus seven.
Everybody's sitting here probably thinking there's probably two different mindsets here. You're either thinking, when are the Bears going to start playing like the Bears from the last few
Yeah,
years? And then
yeah,
the other mindset is, when is the Eagles offense going to explode and just get to a point where
yeah,
it's like, man, we're going to have to let AJ Brown go, or man, what is Jalen Hurts really the quarterback we should be
yeah,
having here? And it's crazy because just last year we're talking about Jalen Hurts as an MVP candidate,
yeah.
but now the offense being so stagnant. I mean, even Saquon's been pretty quiet recently.
For sure, dude. Yeah, 100%. And again, like you said, I think the Eagles' defense really just started getting tired and getting exhausted, and the Dallas came back and beat them up, man, in the last quarter.
The Phillies defense just been on the field way too much. I
Yeah,
wouldn't even fault the defense at all for that loss.
yeah,
But dude, Bears for me plus seven, add and a half point, plus 7.5 is the play of the week. And again,
love it,
if you're looking to throw a couple dollars in high risk, high reward, maybe pop the Bears money line in for fun.
love it. And again, you can always do something, sprinkle some money on it, but take like your best three or four underdogs and just put them in like a two-way round robin. And then if
I like that.
you just need two underdogs to win. I've at least 4 weeks I've hit it twice, and I normally do five underdogs that I like at plus money.
I love it. And if you do take the Bears too, something even juicier, if you do those point margin bets, like taking the Bears 1 to 6 and 7 to 12, that's probably going to pay you like plus 450, plus 500, and then the
Or at
7 to 12 will
yeah,
pay plus 800 probably. And I doubt if the Bears do win, they blow them out.
yeah.
It'll be close.
It'll be close. Exactly. I think they at least cover the seven, no problem.
Facts. Next, all right, so now we're on the Sunday slate. We have the 49ers at the Browns. Shador finally took over as quarterback. Niners are 4.5 point favorites. Who you like here?
Dude, they were at a 4.5.
Niners are 4.5.
On FanDuel, it's at minus 5.5 already. So there's some serious money going on the
It just
49ers.
went down to -4 now. So maybe there's some more injuries on the Niners. It literally just shifted on ESPN as I'm
See,
reading
that's
here.
crazy. That's crazy. Well, maybe there's some hedging factors there. I don't know, man. This is the game I'm going to stay away from. I feel like the 49ers kill me because I always bet them and then they lose, and then I don't bet them when they win. And the Browns is just, This is a semi Dookie Bowl.
I mean, Brock Purdy last week looked pretty bad against the Panthers despite them winning. I mean, I think he had 2 or 3 picks. For
Yeah,
me, this is a hard pass. I don't feel any lean on this game whatsoever.
yeah,
If I had to make a pick, if you're like Ryan, you got to make a prediction. I'd probably take the Browns as an underdog, but I'm
love it.
I'm passing 100%. I don't want anything to do with this game.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay away from this game. There's just no value there.
Next up, we have the Jaguars at the Titans. Jags are 6.5 point favorites. Tennessee plus 260 on the money line.
Is Tennessee won one game this year?
They're 1-10.
How can you
Um,
bet? How can you bet the Titans at all? Basically,
dude, I
I mean,
if I had to make a pick again, this is a pass game for me.
it's a
But
pass
they
game,
are they
exactly.
are very familiar with each other, being division. In the same division. This is one of those games where I think the Jaguars, like all the NFL bettors, are going to put the Jaguars in a parlay, money
Yes.
line or
Yep.
spread. And
Yeah.
this is one of those weird games that the
Yeah.
Titans could sneak them and get their second win of the season. The Jaguars, they're such a spotty team. Some
Yeah.
weeks
Yeah.
they look like they could be a playoff contender, and then some weeks you're like, man, they might be a top 7, 8 draft pick after this
Yeah.
season.
Now this is another stay away, like you said. I think the public's going to get hit hard, especially if you're taking the 6.5 for 7. But I don't know. It's hard to bet the Titans regardless, even if you think they do have a chance or they're due, right? They
Yeah.
gamble their fallacy. They're due.
I'd say take the Titans or pass. I feel like definitely public money will come in on the Jags. But yeah, I stay away from that one.
Yeah, stay away.
Next up is a really tricky game as well. It's the Texans at the Colts. Again, these are division rivals. The Colts are 4.5 point favorites. But man, the Texans are really coming on late in the season. That defense is super stout. Colts just came off, that tough loss, that tough
Yeah.
humbling loss to Kansas City.
Yep.
I do like that they're at home, but this game could play out closer than people anticipate. I kind of like the Texans on the spread here.
All right, love it. I'm going to take the Colts money line. I think, like you just said, the Colts are going to take the revenge from their loss last week. They're going to come back and make those corrections this week, and just they're going to get the job done this week.
I'm not mad about it. I'm
Yeah,
gonna. I don't think I'm gonna play it, but I think the best play here, in my opinion, I like that Texans plus 4.5. That way, even if they lose, you're getting a field goal to cover your back.
yeah, I like that.
Next up, a super dookie bowl. I apologize. I know the Dolphins are your team,
I know, bro.
but
Exactly. As soon as I
but
saw it, I'm like, "Yep, this is crazy."
dude, the last time I remember the Dolphins being cool was when they had Ricky Williams at running back. He
Look,
was the man.
that's it, dude. Right? So like that's the main thing. Like
Him and
that.
Jason Taylor are like the only highlights I remember
That's when
throughout
I
the
became
years.
a fan. And what's crazy is David Boston was a wide receiver, and the fool would bench press 405 pounds, bro. So I'm like,
Wow. A
how can
receiver?
yes, yes. So I'm like, how can I not love these guys? And that's kind of when I fell in love with the Dolphins, dude. But I mean, I've never had a good year since. Let's say that.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I feel like things will change once they get Tua out of there.
I agree, dude. Tua's got to go. I've been saying it since the beginning. I don't think he's that great of a quarterback. He's just not. He doesn't have the IQ on the field. I mean, the fool literally will throw it right to their middle linebacker. Like he'll just
And
give it straight
if
up.
you're that small, bro, like there's levels, like you have
He's
to be that
admitted.
much more talented when you're small too. Like
Yeah,
there's very rare players that are like a Drew Brees where he
yeah,
was just as small, but man, he made spectacular plays, or even like a Russell Wilson,
yeah.
in his prime years with Seattle.
Yeah. No,
There's
I
just
agree. Two is a minute. He can't see over his offensive linemen when they're friggin' standing up at 6'8", right? So that's a visibility issue. He doesn't run very well out of the pocket. I mean, I've seen the dude literally run right into a defender and give himself a concussion. That's not smart.
yeah.
That's not smart.
He'd be lucky to be a good backup quarterback at this point, but I
Yeah,
feel like that really messes up a team when you're spending multiple years trying to make it work with somebody who's not working out.
yeah.
And that kind of reflects not only their record, but the tension in the
Questionable for
locker
the
room
head
and why
coach
they
too,
haven't had a
man.
playoff run.
Yeah, it's questionable for the head coach too. I don't know how much longer he'll be around keeping these records like this. And again, their
Yeah.
main wide receiver one is out. They're just having a tough time this season.
Coach is more of a comedian than a coach to me.
I love some of his, yeah, I love some of his things after the
He'd be
fact.
cool to get a drink with at the bar, but
Right,
yeah, he's.
exactly. He
But
be trolling people.
yeah, and as far as the Saints Dolphins, I'm passing on the game.
Yeah,
I
stay
don't really
away.
have any opinion there.
No, it's again, just got to stay away.
I was getting a call. There we go.
There we go.
Falcons are 2.5 point favorites on the road at the Jets. I like the Falcons here, bro. I like them
Love the
money line.
Falcons. I love the Falcons here, dude. I'll take the Falcons money line all week at minus 152. I'll take that. What is it? Minus 2.5? Minus
Yeah,
3? Yeah, I'll
yeah.
take that, dude. No problem.
I like them both, spread and money line here.
Yeah,
The Jets, they're one of those teams that they need
struggling.
to
They're
find
just
a
struggling.
quarterback. They traded for Justin Fields, thinking, hey, maybe he'll be the answer here, and he's not. So they're in one of those similar situations where they know that they need to find a quarterback after this season.
You always say an identity crisis. The Jets have had an identity crisis for like 5 years.
Oh my goodness, 100%, 100%. I felt once they traded Sauce Gardner to the Colts just a few weeks ago, that
Yeah.
told me everything about the Jets. That they're in complete rebuild mode after this
Yep.
year.
Yeah, 1,000%.
Yeah, I like the Falcons in that. Next up, we have the arguably the best team and hottest team in the league right now, the Rams at the Carolina Panthers. Rams are 10.5 point favorites. Rams win this game. I don't know by how many, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass. That spread's a little bit too big for me, and I don't play double digit spreads.
Yeah, exactly. It's hard for the NFL, dude, because anything could happen. Again, just like we said, to see the Cowboys come back being down like 20 points, just anything could happen, right? So it makes it difficult on that sense. And what did the Broncos come back from, like down 30 points, like in week 4 or 5?
Probably. I don't
Yeah.
recall at
I
the
mean,
top of my head.
yeah, it's crazy how sometimes these guys can come back. So it's really difficult to, like you said, to do that. If you wanted to take the Rams and sprinkle it in your parlay and just boost the odds a little bit, that's great. But same, there's not necessarily a whole lot of value there. If you wanted to take like 2 games on Thursday and then finish off with the Rams, you could hedge it. If that was the case, if you did a 3-leg parlay and then guarantee a win there if it goes that distance.
My only play, I would say, if you're a big Rams fan or you just feel like they're gonna whoop the Panthers, you could do a 7 point teaser and get the 10.5 down to 3.5.
Man, that's true. I
That's
like
more
that. Yeah,
attractive, but
I like
yeah,
that, dude.
I'm probably just gonna pass on that.
Yeah,
That
that's
money
not
line's
bad
probably like
actually.
minus 600.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Next
That's not bad.
Next up, we have the Arizona Cardinals at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Buccaneers are minus 2.5. To me, this is a Dookie Bowl, bro. The Baker Mayfield got hurt last week against the Rams. The Bucks got absolutely destroyed.
Yeah.
That
It,
I feel like that mentally took a toll on their whole team getting beat that bad by the Rams. And then on the flip side of that, the Cardinals are one of those teams that same situation as probably the Jets or the Dolphins where
yeah.
they're gonna get rid of or
They've been
let go of
struggling,
Kyler
bro.
Murray at the end of the season and find a
Yeah.
new quarterback. This is a
Yep.
game to stay away from in my opinion. I don't like it at all.
No, stay away for sure. And the same thing with Kyle Murray, man. When you have to tell your quarterback that he needs to do homework and like put that into his contract, that seems like that's a problem already. And saying I just don't feel like he plays super intelligent. Same thing, he's kind of a smaller quarterback. He's not necessarily running out of the pocket like some of these faster guys are. Yeah, the Cardinals they need to completely re-overhaul everything. And again, I feel like they're like on their fourth string running back. They're just beat up, man.
Yeah, beat up and loss of an identity. And to me, Kyler Murray is like a better he's a better quarterback than Tua, but with
Yeah,
Kyler, I think he has talent, but he just thinks he's so much better than he actually is.
yeah,
And to me, if you're a great player, then your record reflects that. And
and it
he
doesn't.
has nothing to show for with the Cardinals since he's been drafted, and he's had what 6, 7 plus years in the league and has nothing to show for it.
Yeah, yep, agreed, dude. Yeah, I can't. It's hard. I can't bet the Cardinals over.
Yeah. Next up, we have the Vikings at the Seahawks. Seahawks are 10.5 point favorites. Dude, I kind of like Minnesota here, bro. I kind of like Minnesota on the spread.
You're crazy, bro. I've been saying it all like every time. Jackson Smith is the crazy ass wide receiver, bro. That dude seems to be going off. I think he's on.
JNS. Is it
What is
like
it? Yeah,
Njiga
it's yeah, exactly. It's like
Smith or
Smith.
something?
I'm gonna say Smith. Yeah, it's like Jackson Smith, Nick Giga, something
Yeah,
like
I
that.
can't say it,
Yeah,
dude. But,
I'm
dude,
gonna
he's
say
a
Smith,
freak.
bro.
He's a
He's a freak,
freaking
bro.
baller.
And I think he's on track to break over 2,000 yards receiving for the year. So it's like I have a hard time betting against the Seahawks here, especially against the Vikings
What
right
do you
now.
think about the
But
spread though at 10.5?
say that there's just hard to do any value there. Again, you could take it on, take the money line and sprinkle it on a parlay. You could do it on a teaser to buy it down. I would like that. I would take that action.
I like the Vikings on the spread here. I think they cover and make it sneaky close. I'm
I
even
love
gonna
it.
go out on a limb here, dude. The Vikings are gonna upset the Seahawks.
What?
I feel like the Seahawks, they're 8-3 right now. They are serious. I feel like they're contenders, but you never know when Sam Darnold is going to, have one of those three interception games. And
Yeah, it's
he's playing
true.
against, if there's a team that's familiar with how Sam Darnold plays, it's the
It
team he
is.
played for last year in the
Yeah, it
Vikings.
is the Vikings. That's fair, dude.
So I'm
Yeah,
I'm
there's
gonna
some
take
rivalry. There is some rivalry here.
not confidently, but I do like the Vikings on the spread, and I think it's worth a sprinkle, dude. Minnesota at plus 450 money line. It's worth a couple bucks.
Dang, see on FanDuel it's at plus 540.
Wow. And if you took again, this is when those point margin bets come into play. If you're
Yeah,
going to take the risk, they're not going to win by more than 1 to 6 or 7 to
yeah.
12. They're not going to win by more than 12 points if they
No,
do.
yeah, definitely not. That'd be crazy. That'd be wild.
Hey, but I hope we come back to this if the Vikings pull that upset off. I'm
Yeah,
calling that
dude,
now.
that'd be crazy, bro. So same thing. Like this is one of those times you could put that underdog in a round robin.
That round
And
robin.
yeah, because then it's crazy. If it hits, it pays off remarkably. But the trick is to really keep it to like 4 or 5 teams. Don't do like 8 because then it makes it difficult to get profitable, especially betting this many underdogs.
Yeah, and like we always say, keep it short and sweet if you're, taking this serious and want to win money. There's always going to be
Yeah,
risk involved, but best bet is to just take your favorite team, straight bet it, two teams max on a
yeah,
parlay. Anything more than that, you're really playing with fire.
yeah, exactly, for sure.
And I like playing with fire.
The guy that cleans the building that I work at, he showed me his ticket last night. He had 6 teams. He bet 20 to win like 520 or 540 on a
Oh
twenty
wow.
dollar ticket.
For the
So no
NFL
one,
this week?
yeah, I don't. It was from last week's, but it was all points. Like he
Did,
always
did
just
he hit
bets the
it?
points. He hit it, dude. Yeah, it was
Oh
twenty
man, we
bucks.
should post that on the page.
I know he was gonna go cash it and go. Today he said because I saw him last night when I was leaving, and he said
He's
he
even
was
a
gonna go
sneak
cash
in
it
it.
and do it again. Yeah,
That's awesome, man. I love when people win, man. I'm firmly, everybody against the sports books. They make
yeah,
plenty of money.
yeah,
They take so much from us sports bettors. So anytime somebody can get a big win against the books, it's a
yeah,
celebration for all
yeah.
of us.
I should have taken a picture of it. That would have been a good idea.
Next up, we have the Raiders at the Chargers. Chargers are 8.5 point favorites here. Um, Chargers money line on a parlay if you want to
Yeah,
put like a heavy juice team on there, but I after I've seen the offensive line for the Raiders week in week out and how bad Geno Smith has been playing, I could never put the Raiders on a play
yeah.
going
This
forward.
this is gonna probably be a low scoring game overall. They have it over under 41.5. So I mean, it's the same. This is a tough one, dude. Yeah, Chargers money line in your parlay is probably your best bet if you're a big Chargers fan, and they're playing at home, right at Chargers. So the they're the same. The Raiders are fighting for last place.
Yeah, the Raiders are begging for a number one pick right now.
Yeah, exactly, bro. They
they're
need a
they're
new
probably
quarterback.
they're probably playing to lose at this point.
Hey, that's how it seems, honestly.
Another tip that I like to share is when you're getting towards the end of the season, I do not bet teams that are not playing for anything. If you're not playing for a
Yeah,
playoff spot or home field advantage, then or for the division, I will not bet on you because I want to make sure I'm betting on a team that's going to be going
fighting.
all out. Because if you're betting
Yeah,
on a team like the Browns, Raiders, um, teams along the Saints, Cardinals,
yeah,
Dolphins that don't really have any shot at the playoffs, I'm staying away because they might be trying to lose to not make the
Yeah,
playoffs,
they get
and
better
because
picks
they
and
know they're not
options.
making the playoffs, trying to get higher draft stock.
Yep. Yeah, that's exactly it, dude.
Next up, we have the Bills at the Steelers. This is an interesting game. The Bills on the road are 3.5 point underdogs to this. Or sorry, the Bills are 3.5 point favorites at the Steelers. I'm a little bit nervous with the Steelers. They do have a good home crowd,
Yep.
but every year it seems like they finish about 500. They're 6-5 right now. Bills 7-4. I could definitely see the Bills going 8-4 and Steelers 6-6 after this week.
I mean, the Bills are expected to win. The Bills should win. But again, the Bills lost to the Dolphins. Which version of the Bills is going to show up is the question. I mean, this is a tough one. The odds are in your favor if you're a big Bills fan, but I'm going to stay away because I just feel like this is a difficult one to bet.
The Bills have huge weaknesses in their game, and if anybody's going to have a good game plan for their weaknesses, it's going to be Mike Tomlin for the Steelers. I'm with you, man. I'm going to stay away here, but if I had to make a pick, I'd throw Buffalo in on a parlay.
Yeah.
Maybe the last leg if possible and hedge it, but I'd probably stay away here.
Yep.
All right. Excuse me. Next up, we have the Broncos at the Commanders. Broncos on the road are 6 point favorites.
Broncos money line, man, easy bet. I would even take it at the 6 points.
I wonder why it's a 6 point spread. I wonder if Jaden Daniels is still out or not. I'm curious. That's
They,
something I'm not sure about because
I saw
it
that they were trying to get him healthy and get him back, but I feel like unfortunately sometimes these guys come back too quick, and I think that's what we saw with him because he injured his left knee originally. He came back and then he pulled his right hamstring because he's putting more weight on the right side. He's compensating with that other side. Now, obviously, the elbow thing was a complete different issue. But what if his legs were more stable underneath him? Would he have fallen like that? So I think he's just too banged up, man, to be able to make an accurate to be an accurate quarterback and make the difference in the game. I don't know how the Broncos lose here. Yeah, I think it's a tough one. Same thing last year we were saying Jaden Downs is going to be like the MVP of the year and the rookie of the year, and now we're like, what's happening to the Commanders, man? They just fell apart.
yeah, I feel like this is the season for them to wave the flag and
Just
try to
call it
shoot for good draft stock and get some good offensive linemen to
and get
give
him healthy.
Daniels more time in the pocket.
Yeah, I mean he's a
Um,
great quarterback. He just has to get healthy.
this is probably the game for me to take. Um, Denver is the last leg in a parlay. Minus 300 is usually the highest I'll go for a parlay piece. And if it's the last leg, that's an easy hedge to take Washington because those odds might shift even more. So
Yeah,
I
especially
like
from Jaden.
Denver money line last leg of the parlay.
Love it.
And then last up, we have the Monday night football game. We have the Giants with the box of chocolates, Jameis Winston. You never know what you're going to get from that man. Versus the Patriots, who are 10-2. New England is 7.5 point favorites at home.
I would, dude. I love the Patriots. I think they're going to get it done here. The 7.5 is a little scary on that side. So again, if you had that like in your teaser, I think that's a good way to finish it up. And same thing, if you wanted to put the money line at the end of your parlay, and if it gets that far, then you can obviously hedge very easily.
Giants money line plus 320.
Yeah, see, you could hedge that, no problem. But
I,
is that your pick?
yeah, I'm telling you, I like the
Oh
Giants to upset
shit!
the Patriots here, man. So the Giants should have beaten the Lions last week. They had a lot of opportunities to
It
beat the
was close.
Lions,
It was
and
close. I'll give you that.
I ride the Lions way more than I should. And
That's
the
last week. You
Patriots,
remember I told you that the defense gets beat up from the opposite team, right? And then the Eagles gave it up at the end, dude. So same thing. They might be pretty beat up this week. The Giants could be feeling it from the Lions.
yeah, they might be beat up, and they're having to travel to New England, and New England has a great fan base. But to me, as good of a job as Mike Vrabel's done with the Patriots, I just don't buy him, dude. Like I don't buy him as in terms of a Super Bowl contender. They're 10-2 right now.
Yep,
I I feel like that record is way better than where they should be.
it's
And
inflated.
I like the Giant. I'm you know what? I don't care. And you know what? Who is the only team to upset Tom Brady in the Super Bowl 2 times?
That's fair, dude.
The Giants. So,
Yeah, that's
you
fair.
know what? Unpopular opinion. The Giants upset the Patriots on the road. Winston gives the best post-game speech and lights up social media on Monday night.
Oh, I love it, dude. I've been seeing Scattaboo all over social media. He was like at the wrestling event. He was at like a UFC event. That fool's living his best life right now.
Yeah, dude, absolutely. I feel like he's such a good like swagger piece to add
Yeah.
to the transition of the Giants, becoming a good team in the future,
Same thing. Once
along with
everyone's
Jackson
healthy
Dart.
again. Yeah. Once everyone's healthy again, that'll be
And
a
then
team
Malik
to
Neighbors,
reckon.
who was their first round pick at receiver, he's been out the whole season, dude. So imagine they're gonna have a a first round receiver who's
Yeah.
amazing, and then they're gonna have Scatabo and then Jackson Dart,
Yeah.
who would have probably won Rookie of the Year if he didn't get hurt.
Next year we'll be saying the same thing. The Giants will be 10-2, and we'll be saying, "Oh, I don't know, man, if they're going to be making it."
Yeah, so I'm gonna roll with the Giants in that matchup. I don't care, dude.
Love it,
All right, so what's your best plays of the week here?
dude. I absolutely love the Lions and the Falcons. Those are going to be my two main straight plays of the week here. I I did like one crazy parlay, but I mean, obviously, again, it's going to be something nuts, dude. So it's like a $2 to win $100. It's the Detroit Lions -2.5, the Chiefs -3, Eagles -7, 49ers -5, Jacksonville money line, Falcons -3, and Seahawks money line.
What's that pay?
Uh, 101, $2 to win 101.
Dude, I don't mind that parlay. I just don't like it that you said the Eagles -7. That's the only one that
Yeah,
turned me off.
yeah, exactly.
But you know what?
It's
That
like a
payoff, I
lottery
will never
ticket.
hate on that.
It's like a lottery ticket, but that's the best value basically to try to get, all these guys at -110, -115.
Yeah, dude, that's a sweet payout. $2 for $100.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a little
That's
lottery
fire.
ticket, and it covers the whole week basically, right? But again, everyone's got to cover essentially. So
Yeah,
this is a lottery ticket. This is when you don't go crazy. You just sprinkle on this, and it gives you something to root for if every team keeps winning.
facts. All right, so here's my parlay. Lions money line. I'm gonna buy a half point on the Bears and get them at +7.5. And then I'm gonna take the Giants +7.5 to the bank.
All right. Let's see. Giants 7.5. So I just did the. Oh shit! You didn't. What was your second team? I don't know why.
The Bears, but
The
I bought
Bears.
a half point.
I picked the Bengals and I knew that wasn't right. All right, so the Bears, just for quick, I just did +7, and that's +488. Lions money line, Giants 7.5, and Bears at +7. So it would go down a little bit
Like
for just the
450,
the
we'll
hook.
say.
Yeah, +450 exactly, somewhere right
So
around there.
so $20 would probably pay almost 100 on that if you put a 20 spot down.
Yeah, pretty much, dude.
Cool. I love that, bro. That's my play of the week. If I was feeling crazy and I wanted to put a long shot parlay in, I would do Lions money line, Chiefs money line, Bears money line, Giants money line.
Oh, I see that.
Bro,
I
I
love it,
bet you
dude.
$10 plays like 400.
Oh, it's gonna be more than that. Well, I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. Lions, Chiefs, Bears, and Giants.
Giants. Yeah.
Bam. Shit. So $2 pays 84. Three
Sweet.
$3 pays 126.
Sweet. So,
And
yeah,
again,
probably
it's like a lottery ticket.
$10 probably pays about 450 to 500.
420. $10 wins 420.
I like that.
Yeah, baby. All the numbers are pointing right there. That's the universe telling me to bet it, baby.
Let's go.
I love it,
I
dude.
might throw a 5 on that for fun.
Yeah, so that's the deal. When you want to do something crazy like that, that's a lottery ticket. It's no different than me going down and getting like a pick six or a Powerball. I mean, you're just there. It's a lottery
Dude, how
ticket.
many people do that, bro? How many people go to the gas station and go get one of those Powerball tickets or even scratch tickets, dude?
Yeah,
Your odds of hitting a parlay are honestly a lot higher than hitting
yeah,
either
for
one of
sure.
those.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't know anyone that wins money off scratch tickets.
Like you might as well bet the whole NFL slate, like every game on that slate, and you would still have a higher probability than hitting the Powerball. So that's
Yeah,
why I do
the
love
math
sports
is
betting a
true.
lot. Because
Yep,
if you're gonna do it, are you expected to lose? Of course.
of
But
course.
if you're gonna do that style of gambling, it's way better than giving your money to the gas station.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. And I'd
So
rather have like two or three solid picks, and if they cover, they cover my small parlay and they cover the big parlay. So
yeah,
then it's
that's
like,
what I like doing too. If there's like a lock play or parlay I like, I might put like a 20-30 spot on it. And then if I'm
yep,
just playing around 5-10 bucks, that way I'm not feeling sick about myself if I
no.
lose.
And as long as the main play wins, everything else is covered. And if I could just hedge out and get a little bit at the end of every week, I'm good.
And if the first legs lose, let it go, man. That's the
Yeah,
hardest
that's
lesson
that's the
that I've had to
problem,
learn
dude.
throughout the years
Yeah,
is sometimes especially if you do get a big win and the week prior or something, the next week you might have a three-leg parlay and the first or second legs lose
and
and
then
you're
you
like,
go and
oh, I
rebet.
got to get that back, I'm going to
Yeah,
chase. That's when the
it's tough.
downfall begins.
Saying if you hit something big, withdraw the money. Don't leave like 500 or 600 bucks or 1,000 bucks on your account, because then when that one night comes that you go chasing, it's all gone, and then you're sick about it. Or at least if you have to go and physically do a deposit or set a limit on how much you can deposit per day, so this way you can't be like, oh, here's the 100 for Saturday, and then if you lose your first leg and you're already out, you can't just be boom, 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 boom.
Right. Or even if your last leg, like let's say you took a underdog on your last leg and they're down, like the Bucks, for example, right?
Yeah,
Last week, they got down like 21-3. But what are you going to put $100 on the Rams to win $2?
yeah.
Just like
It's
like
not worth it.
Elsa and Frozen, let it go.
Let it go, bro. I love it. Yeah,
Let it
yeah.
go.
It is tough, but yeah, same thing. That's why a
Yeah,
lot of times
sometimes
the
you just
lines
got to
will
learn how
revert.
to just take the L and just move on to the next week and just
Yep.
look forward. Say, hey, you know what? I'm going to just stop watching this game or I'm going to watch the rest and I'm not going to be emotionally tied to it. If I want to put a bet down, I'm going to, instead of try to get it back this week, I'm going to look forward to the following week's games
Yeah.
and try to figure out a new plan for that because you don't want to chase in the heat of the moment or else you'll go into the next week with even less money than you had anticipated.
Yeah. No, I think laying it out ahead of time is the best thing you could do,
Last question I have for you is what's your stance on early cash out bets? Early cash out offers.
dude. If they give you a cash out, right? You can go and find a calculator to find out, and you could, especially if there's only one team left, you can go and see. Most of the time, you're better off hedging than taking the cash out. It's almost like insurance. They're giving you the cash out because they know it's less. They're making more off of you than if you hedged it. Is what I would say. But now if it's something crazy like you have, a $10 or $20 lottery ticket, like we said, and it's to win 1,800 and it's at 1650, and you feel like, oh shit, my team's slipping right now. Like let's say the Eagles was your last leg and you had something crazy and you had like 1,400 to cash out and it was 1,700
And
and
let's
you're
say
like,
the Cowboys the Eagles the 21-0 went to 21-14 and you
yeah.
still have juice to
I'm
pull out.
cashing out. I'm cashing out. Done. I'm just gonna take the win. Otherwise, I'm gonna be sick. I'm gonna go look at it and say, "Oh, I should cash out." I'm like, "No, they're gonna cover," and then they lose, and then I'm like, "Fuck, I should have cashed out." I told myself I should have cashed out. So some of it you got to take the, figure it out. But same when it's something crazy like that, and you can see the other team coming back, just take the cash out and just feel good about it.
Yeah, you couldn't have said it better, Mad Dog. For me, it's hedge if it makes more sense, and then number two, it depends where you're at financially. If you're in a
Yeah,
position where you don't necessarily need the money, let take the risk and let it ride. But if you're in a position financially where you're like, man, this might affect my pay for this week or
yeah.
my money motion for the week, then cash it out, man.
Cash it out. Just be
It's
done
better
with it.
safe than sorry every
Yep.
time.
For sure, 100%. And you can always cash out. Like even if it was like cash out 450, take the 450 and then just rebet the 50 and then
Yeah,
cash out the 400. Boom,
yeah,
done.
I agree with that 100%.
Yeah, I mean
100%, dude.
there's no reason to be sick or upset at yourself because you didn't. If you're already thinking it, you probably should.
And if you really are a big sports fan and you know how the games go, your intuition will tell you a lot. It won't always
Yeah,
be correct or spot on, but more often than not, your intuition's correct. So there's been times where I've watched games where, like, let's say I put $20 down on a game, and I'm like, man, my team that I bet on is gonna lose. And I have a cash out offer of like $18 that's around the
just
20 I put in.
yeah.
I'll
I'll take
cash
the
it
two
out.
dollar loss.
Yeah, yeah, I'll take the $2 loss.
Yeah,
Sometimes I'm like, man, I trust my intuition, and sometimes there'll be an underdog that I'm like, oh, they're definitely going to come back and win, and they get smoked. So
yeah,
it doesn't always work, but if you ever feel weird, man, take the money, man. You can
yeah. Just
always
take it.
there's a million games you can bet on a day, so
Yeah.
be safe and sorry.
So even like you just said, you if you were betting 20 and the cash out was 18, you thought you were going to lose, cash out and just bet the other three. So you still only lose $5. And if they do win, you'll at least clear your $2 back.
Yeah, yeah, and you still get a little rush of the
A little,
game, but
yeah, and that's the deal, dude. There's no reason to be crazy and overdo it. Where I think people just chase too much sometimes.
yeah, I think in our experience, sports betting, I mean, we've both been doing it for many years now,
Yeah,
and that's something that I think people really need to grasp and learn is emotion gets so high during games that you just want to be involved with the game financially so much, and it's really hard once you've already put down money on a game that you're so invested in to be
yeah,
able to detach from the
yeah.
game, like, hey, I'm taking this loss, or hey, I'm going to let it play out and I'm not going to put more money on it, I'm not going to take more risk here. It's so hard sometimes
It
to
is hard.
let me detach my emotions
Yeah.
and my money from this game at this point.
So let me flip it. If you didn't bet on the game, would you still watch it, or do you end up watching more games because you do bet on them?
It's so I w- I definitely, if I'm bet on a game, I'll watch any game that I bet on.
Yeah, see
Even
what I'm
but
saying? Because
so
you're so
I watch
emotionally
way more
attached.
games that I'm betting on, but whether it's a great game that I would watch without the money, or if I did put money on it, if I know that I'm going to lose money, then I immediately turn it off. Once I know that I lost on the game, I turn it off. It
He's
makes
like,
me
I'm
sick.
done. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I get
even if you
I
just
do
bet
get
it,
emotionally involved, man.
you do, yeah, you do. So it's like you're like, this game is not that big of a deal. But then if I have money on it, you bet my ass I'm up at 7 o'clock if they're playing in Madrid. It's like,
That's,
you
I
see
mean,
what I'm saying?
that best example would be the Bucks game last week. I'm sitting there
Yeah,
sick, because I'm thinking, man, can the Bucks come back? It's only 7 points. Now it's only 14 points. It's only
yeah,
two touchdowns, which is still a lot. And then it's like, okay, now they're down 28 points. Like,
yep. But
off.
yeah, same
Netflix.
thing. People be like, "Oh, well, they had them at -3, and now they're at +14 because they're down by two touchdowns. I could bet it at +14.5, and as long as they cover this, and then the other team scores another touchdown, and now you got to chase it again. So it's like you just keep dumping, bad money basically into a bad game.
The flip side of that, if I did not have money on a game and it's getting out of hand, or I feel like the underdog has a chance, live betting is a lot of fun. But I
Yeah,
only recommend doing live betting if you didn't have initial bets down in the first
yeah,
place, or
exactly.
or unless you're hedging.
And you can see, like you physically can see the momentum change sometimes in games and teams, dude. I mean, it's kind of crazy, but you'll just like, wow, they're really starting to go for it. Like we went to the U of A game for the basketball men's right on Monday night, and literally they were killing them the first half. The second half, even my wife was like, "Wow, it's crazy, but Denver's actually doing a much better job now." And it was like 1 point different on the second half. It was like 45-47 or something like that. But they had them up by like 27 points on the first half of the game.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
But
So I
yeah,
mean,
that's how it goes, man. Sports is momentum for sure.
yep.
And more often than not, whatever the sports book gives out as the spread, it's going to be so close to that spread 8 times out of 10.
You think how many people and how many analytics and AI and everything's running constantly for these guys to be so close? So, like you said,
Man,
unless something crazy happens or an injury happens, most of the time it hits. Yeah,
yeah, it's honestly scary.
it can be scary, but underdogs do win. That's why people's parlays get fucked.
And that's why the Giants and the Bears are going to win this week.
I knew you were going to say something like that, brother. I love it. I love it. Well, we about
For
to
sure.
find out, baby.
All right. So that's our plays for this week. If you guys like our plays, let us know. If you don't, let us know even more. We like
Yeah,
when you guys disagree or
I love it.
feel like we're tripping. So let us
Yeah,
know.
exactly. Go down there and tell us your comments. Go in the comments and give me your freaking verbatim why you think your team's gonna win or why the quarterback doesn't suck.
Or why we pick the Lions every single week.
How can you bet against the Lions, bro?
We'll get a couple clips put up on Instagram this week.
Yep.
We'll get stuff put on YouTube, and I will put our personal parlays that we mentioned on the show. I'll get those on Instagram, so that way you
We'll
can
get it
see our
going.
tickets.
We'll
So
get it going right now. Yep.
for sure. All right, guys.
All right. Have a
Mic'd up
good
and
Thanksgiving.
misinformed out.
Boom. Love it.